Please help me.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. It is a pleasure to be here with you today. We are going to touch that area that is very sensitive to most people, how to create an effective budget. Can you guys see my slides?
Not, I don't see them up on the screen.
Here we go, everyone. We are going to create a budget that works. And in doing it, guess what? We have to keep it real. The problem is sometimes we as people, we try to put our basket higher than we can reach it. But guess what? We cannot spend more than we earn. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a budget as a plan for the coordination of resources and expenditures, the amount of money that is available for, required for, or assigned for a particular purpose. Let's keep it simple here. A budget is a tool that is used to manage your income and expenses. Now, preparing a budget. A budget is comprised of two main sections, our income and our expenses. Income. Now, the first starting point we have in our budget is our income. You can only spend what we have, realistically. You can only spend what you have available, as I noted earlier. Your monthly expenses should not exceed your income. Let's say it again. Your monthly expenses should not exceed your income. For instance, if Simone only earns $2,000 per month, her expenses should be $2,000 or less. The most common source of income, as we know, is employment. Other sources of income can be investments, gifts. Now, preparing a budget, expenses. This is the area that's sensitive to a lot of us, you know. Sometimes we get carried away. We see sales and we see opportunities, but guess what? We have to keep it real in order to keep our peace of mind and focus on what's important. An expense is the cost that you pay for a product or service. In order to have an effective budget, expenses will have to be prioritized based on your needs and the needs of your family. Let's look up Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is going to be our guideline for our lifestyle and moving forward. Maslow's hierarchy of needs can be used as a guideline to help us prioritize which expenses are important and should be addressed first. We have to get back to basics, everyone. The first two basic levels are your physiological needs and safety. Let's look at our physiological needs. That comprise of food, water, warmth, and rest. Our safety needs comprise of our safety and our security. You want to be home where it's safe. You don't have to worry about anyone breaking into your house. You don't want to feel vulnerable. You want to ensure that you have all those things that you need to be safe and cover everything that you need on a daily basis. Now let's get to the heart of everything, our sample budget. Now you might say, how come this person only getting paid $1,250 a month? But folks, we said we're going to be realistic and keep it real. I had an opportunity to speak with an HR officer at government, and she informed me, and I got a blow, that the average person makes about $11,900 a month. Sorry, a year, my apologies. And if you look at our minimum wage, the minimum wage is $5.25 per hour, or $910 per month. Now listen to that, minimum wage, $910 per month. How do people make it? Let's see, let's keep it real. We see here, based on the budget of Joanna, she makes $1,250 per month. And guess what? She believes in being an entrepreneur and making that extra money to cover her bills and to take care of her family. She makes an additional $600 a month, or we'll say $75 for breeding here, one person. So if she's able to get two persons per week, which would be $150 a month, $150 per week, that's $150, right? So if she can get two persons each week, which would be $150, you multiply that by 4 weeks, that means she gets an additional income of $600 a month. Now let's look at these expenses closely. Now, before we even start to take anything out of our disposable income, we should take at least 10% of that and save it. You might say, what? Save? guess what? Sometimes you have unforeseen expenditures that may arise. So it's very critical that you take at least 10% of your monthly wages and secure it. Now, if we're looking at Joanna, who had a monthly salary of $1,250, 10% of that would be $125. So we look at that $125 on an annual basis, you're looking at savings of $1,500 per year. Now, this is a good tip right here. Some people are not as disciplined as others at saving. So if you're unable to discipline yourself and set aside $125 per month in a savings account or an account with a credit union or with an investment management company, you can have your HR department deduct that amount from your salary automatically before it's even deposited on your bank account. And you can ensure that that funds are set aside for you. Now let's talk about the groceries. We all have to eat. We all need something to eat. To reduce costs as much as possible, try to buy in bulk. You may be able to have a few friends or even some acquaintances who have the same issues that you have. See if you guys can get together. We have lots of wholesale companies here. You have your ASH Richard, Thompson Trading, you have BFS, and so many more, where you can actually put your list together and try to reduce costs. In addition, look for specials and coupons. We know that every Thursday, you can look at Super Value, Solomon's, and all the other big companies out there and find those specials. Based on the needs of your household, look at that list and see what you can use. And don't forget now, at Super Value, they have coupons. One set of coupons, 12 stamps is worth $1. So don't throw away those stamps, people. Let's save them and save our dollars. Utilities. Now, this one is another basic necessity. We can't play with this one, folks. Ensure that your electricity bill is paid, since you need it to operate almost all of the appliances and electronics in your home. Now, how can we be on this live seminar today if we don't have our utilities in order? In addition, water. That's a basic necessity of life. We need our water for sanitary and household needs. Cable and internet services. Now, since things have been changed to a new virtual scenario, we have more opportunities to reduce our cable fees. For instance, if you have a difficulty with paying your Prime membership with Cable Bahamas, you may be able to downgrade. It may be difficult for you on that end, so guess what? You might say, hey, it may be cheaper if I modify my cable services and get a Fire Stick. But mind you, you will still keep your internet services, your telephone services, so that you'll be able to communicate. But the key is finding ways to reduce costs as much as possible so we can be comfortable. Loans and credit cards. People, my people. This is a very, very, very key area right here. We need to ensure that our loans and our credit card payments are paid on time. Let me say it again. We need to make sure that our loan and credit card payments are paid on time. When you do not pay your loan on time, you're penalized additional interest. That means that funds are not included in your budget for that $300 loan that you have to pay at the end of the day in interest. We're trying to maximize our dollar, not reduce it. Credit card payments. We know if we do not pay that credit card bill on time, we're going to be charged a $40 late fee. Now, in addition to that $40 late fee, we also have to pay interest. We have to pay VAT on that. So people, let's try to at least make our minimum payments at the basic to ensure that we don't have to pay any late fees, because that's $40 I could have used the gas. That is $40 that I could have used to manage another expense, for instance, to pay for my car insurance. So let's try to be diligent and focus and pay our credit card bills and our loans on time. What's happening here? Let's get this back in order. Now, we can also use additional income to reduce the principal balance of our loan. So the funds that you might have saved, or for instance, our friend Joanna, she's a hair braider. So she might have made an additional $150 this month. She could have used that $150 to go to the bank and pay directly on the principal. That would therefore reduce the interest expenses that you would pay to the bank. So you save on interest expense by paying additional funds on the principal. Now, a few tips. Pay your credit card balance on time again in full before the due date. And in doing that, guess what? We avoid paying interest. So I consider a credit card a pre-approved loan. So if you have any emergency and you need to use your card, guess what? You can use your credit card, but remember, pay it before the due date to avoid paying interest. Credit card rewards. A lot of credit cards now have a feature where you can get rewards. It can give you a cash back. With the cash back, sometimes you can actually use that to go towards your credit card payment. Also, you have other features where you can get a reduced price for a vacation. You may be able to get specials at various vendors, locally or internationally. So there's so much opportunities that we have now to maximize our budget. Let's look at ways to stretch our dollars and cents, more ways. For instance, vehicle insurance. Ask your insurance provider if you can make 2 or more payments interest-free. I know with my vehicle insurance provider, I have the option of making 3 payments that are interest-free. Sometimes, especially with this pandemic that we are in, it is difficult to pay $800 or $500 at one time. So find out from your service provider, hey, things a little tight this month. Is it possible for me to pay in more than one payment? If so, I would say take advantage of that and you'll be able to use your funds for any other priorities at that time. Thanksgiving and Black Friday deals. Now, come on, I know when we get to Thanksgiving and Black Friday, we get excited, but let's focus now. We don't want to spend what we don't have. Through the year, we set aside $125 each month. What we can do, for instance, we need a new washing machine or we need a new flat screen TV for the house. Guess what? This is the opportune time to maximize your dollar. So look at those sites, for instance, Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy, the furniture stores. Look for those stores that have awesome deals and take advantage of that and capitalize that to stretch your dollar. Speak with your loan officer if you're having financial difficulties making your monthly payments. Now we know during the pandemic, some individuals are furloughed or they lost their jobs. This is not a time to hide from your loan officer, not at all. If anything, you should contact the loan officer so you're not penalized or, you don't have the police officers coming after you or you don't have any court cases. The financial institutions are very reasonable. Trust me, they are willing to work with you. So if you're having any issues, just say, guess what? Things are tight to me. Is it possible to reduce my monthly payment from $600 to $400 a month? It's more affordable. It's more realistic. Please work with me. And trust me, they will work with you if you're honest and transparent. Any questions and answers? Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Good day, everyone. I'm sorry, I lost connectivity from my internet. So I had to dial in on my phone, but I'm sorry, I did. Ms. Forbes, can you let me know where we left off? Again, my apologies.
I just finished the presentation.
Oh, okay.
So we had the question and answer period.
Okay, and everybody got their questions in?
No, you came in right in time.
I'm so sorry. All right, so guys, I am not able to see the chat. So what I'm going to do is ask you to unmute yourself. I know I did see something in the chat before I got disconnected, Ms. Forbes, just to start you off. And that is, how do I pay off my credit card debt quickly?
Okay, how do we do that? First of all, to do that, you have to have the disposable funds to pay additional funds toward your credit card payment. Now, one thing I've learned is that if you have, for instance, if I had another small loan, say for instance, it was $150 per month. When that is paid off in full, guess what? I can add that $150 to the $100 that I was paying on my credit card payment. So guess what? That's $250 now that I could use to reduce my credit card payment. Another option you can do if you don't need that credit card is you can ask the credit card company to put a freeze on it. which means that you will not accumulate any interest. Whatever the balance is, they'll allow you to pay that payment to reduce it.
Okay, thank you very much. Are there any more questions for Ms. Forbes? Okay, Ms. Forbes, I just want to say thank you very much. I know I was enjoying that presentation before I was so rudely disconnected.